It feels like every day another restaurant in America is getting dragged into some kind of controversy, from lawsuits to questionable quality of food. And this restaurant even physically punishes their customers for not finishing their food.
Okay.
But despite all that, many people still line up to eat at these restaurants. And that left me with one question. Is eating their food worth the severity of their controversy? Well, to find out, I'll be going all around my city and even driving 6 hours to eat at America's most controversial restaurants. And the journey starts at a fan favorite, Chick-fil-A.
No, it's a good thing it's Saturday, otherwise I would have been cooked. But before we get started, I do have one rule for this challenge, and it's that I have to order every restaurant's best item and their worst item. That just makes the comparison more fair, in my opinion. But we're at Chick-fil-A. As you guys know, this place has gone under a lot of controversy, mostly because of their political views and their consistent stances on gay people, which isn't really cool on their part. But that's not stopping people, clearly, because there are people that are coming right now.
Well, I guess I just started walking. But anyway, Chick-fil-A's best rated item is their original chicken sandwich, and their worst rated item is their cool wrap. And now it's time to order exactly that.
I'm gonna do a spicy chicken and then also a grilled chicken cool wrap.
So I had a bit of an internal protest. I was gonna get the original, but then I figured the spicy is the exact same thing, just spicy. And I also got this sweet and spicy sriracha sauce on top of that. Need as much kick as I can get. It was also my favorite item here, so I guess technically I'm not breaking my rules. Anyway, I'm just gonna shut up and eat. But before I do that, let me tell you how I'm gonna rate everything. Essentially, I'm gonna take the average score from the worst and best item, and using that average, consciously decide whether that average score is high enough. The winner at the end of this video will be crowned the award Controversial Champion. That being said, it is time to try our first item. Will it be good enough to overcome the restaurant's controversy? Now, I already was quite the fan after the first couple of bites, but there's just one thing I really want to do to give a proper judgment on this sandwich. I feel like in order to judge this fairly, I should do half of it with and half of it without the sauce, so here goes nothing. Cheers. It was already very good before, but I feel like if this is like God himself came down and made a sandwich, I feel like the sweet and spicy sauce, it always makes it taste like a Thai chicken sandwich. Oh, 10 out of 10, as always. But I already knew that going in, so. Now it's time to move on to Chick-fil-A's worst item, the cool wrap. Can Chick-fil-A maintain its rating, or will this item single-handedly kill everything? This is actually pretty good. Is what I initially thought, but after eating it more and more, I came to a much different realization. The more I go through it, the more dry I feel like it is. Well, it's good with sauce. I can't let that count. Yep, I just could not finish this, and as a result, 7 out of 10, which leaves us with an average of 8.5 out of 10. That being said, I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm going to rephrase the question here for this one, and it is, would I be gay for Chick-fil-A? And yeah, I'm gonna say no, probably not. I feel like there's other chicken restaurants rather, that are worth being gay for. Dave's Hot Chicken comes to mind. I wanna say Raising Cane's even comes to mind. I know Shaq's got a chicken shop, but if LeBron made a chicken shop, oh, you already know. I'm all over that one. Jesus, that sounds so wrong in like 5 different ways. I will admit that I am a tad alarmed that the very first one wasn't worth it, because later in this video, we go to some places that are under controversy for some pretty bad things, including one at the very end of the video where you actually get physically assaulted for not finishing your food. And I may or may not be on a secret mission pertaining to that. By default, Chick-fil-A is currently number 1 for Controversial Champion. I am a bit scared about what could happen to me personally at the next restaurant, but let's go there now.
All right, everyone, we're at Denny's. Now, this place has caught fire for multiple lawsuits pertaining to racism. A lot of them were in the 1990s, some were recent. It even got so bad that one location had to issue a public apology. Not surprised that it's Florida, but now I am in Tucson, which is, if you don't know, really, really close to the border of the US and Mexico. So highly doubt I'll be the only person of color in there. But being optimistic here, never say never, right? And clearly all that controversy isn't stopping people because we have a full parking lot.
Wow, I am eager today. Anyway, Denny's best rated item is their berry stuffed French toast slam, and their worst rated item is their fit slam.
Hi, I just wondered.
You guys want?
So you guys didn't see this, but my waiter was actually of Hispanic descent, meaning I was indeed not the only person of color in that Denny's. And you know what? Thank God. Anyways, eventually I was walked over to my table. I was handed a menu, which I took the time to look through, even though I knew damn well what I was going to get. I waited around for a little bit, and now I kind of have a sudden fear that I need to address here. There might be a lot of voiceover for this segment, because for the first time ever, I'm actually feeling kind of nervous. So, it is a packed house. It is also Sunday morning, so it kind of makes sense. That's like ample time to get breakfast. Okay, what I'm failing to admit out loud here is that there was a family full of old people sitting right next to me, and I was low-key worried they were judging me. All right, I know, pathetic. So for the time being, I just waited in fear. However, that family was actually the one thing that saved this entire segment, and I saw that right after I got my food. Anyway, here comes the waitress to take my order. I'm gonna do this berry stuffed French toast slam, and then I'm also gonna do a fit slam.
And the fit slam?
Yeah, sorry, I had a big breakfast today.
Perfect.
Thank you. I sat there waiting for maybe about 10 minutes, and then my food arrived. And to be honest, this was the moment that everything I was feeling had changed. Where do I even start? I said all that and then immediately decided to start with the side meal for the berry stuffed French toast slam. Will it be worth all of the lawsuits? All right, down goes the hatch. Yeah, this meal was fire. It was so good that I literally said nothing the whole time I was eating it, except for one small complaint that I did have. Pretty fire so far. I mean, I think the eggs could be a little more fluffy and a little more runny. Maybe I'm just crazy, but hash browns are crispy as hell though, and salty. Who doesn't love meat with a salty surprise, you know? Flat out decimated. I gotta like divide and conquer here. I don't know what to do next. Oh, I just had savory. I think logically I'm gonna go sweet. Okay. This is like one of their highest rated things, so better not disappoint. But I'm also a sucker for French toast, so I feel like I'm just easy to please. It also came with all this fruit that I definitely plastered onto my meal, and now it's time to raise the question. Will this half of the meal completely murder the rating? Yeah, so I don't say this lightly, but this is some of the best French toast I've had in my life. Like, this checks a giant box that I feel like no other French toast has really ever checked. This is like some of the most flavorful French toast I've ever had. I mean, nothing dominates anything. Despite the fact that there's strawberry jam all over it, like I still taste a good balance of the bread, bananas. I don't know what that white sauce is, but it's good as hell. I'm taking a bit of a small break from the French toast just to make sure I have enough room for the fit slam. Now on to the fit slam. Now it's time for the fit slam. The thing that people call the worst thing here, but I'll be honest, I actually have this all the time and I love it. So maybe my rating is a little biased. Now is the moment of truth. Can Denny's maintain its rating, or will this fit slam single-handedly kill everything? Oh, this fit slam was absolutely delicious, but let me leave y'all with this comment before I finish the rest of it. I also am a former bodybuilder, so perhaps my taste buds are not as... I don't have the taste buds of a 5-year-old. But yeah, I mean, all that being said, this meal was great. The egg whites were actually fluffier than the eggs in the other slam. These English muffins are very, very soft and have the perfect crispy edges. And there's one thing that stood out to me more than everything else. I'm not the biggest fan of turkey bacon, but I also typically make it myself. So there also is an element of user error there, but there's some good turkey bacon. Decimated. I'm giving that a 9 out of 10. Well, actually 9, no. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10, actually. And just in case you thought we were finished, remember, I still have some of that French toast left. And I'll be honest, at this point, I thought I was just flat out cooked. But then someone important from before said something to me that completely changed everything. Very close.
You'll be good for the day.
I know, right? Maybe for 2 days. I almost feel pregnant right now.
Well, that's okay.
I know that comment seems like kind of a small comment, but to be honest, knowing that the people I was scared of the most were actually the ones who ended up believing in me the most, it gave me so much more motivation just to push through. And that goes beyond the food. But that French toast, I'm sorry, 11 out of 10.
Leaving us with an average score of 10.5 out of 10. And also in the lead for controversial champion. Now, not to worry though, because I have been known to give some pretty unique ratings on this channel. And the next two restaurants we go to will absolutely challenge Denny's taste-wise. I am a little nervous for this still coming up. I mean, look at her. She looks mischievous. But that being said, let's answer the question on if Denny's is worth it or not.
Absolutely. Well, I come here all the time anyway, so I figured I'd be remiss to say no. But yeah, it is worth it. Food is good, and I feel about 9 months pregnant, so.
These past two spots have certainly been quite controversial, but let's see if they can compare to this next restaurant, whose name is quite literally asking to catch some controversy.
All right, Illegal Pizza, everyone. This is a burrito restaurant that was founded in Colorado. And if you're not aware, this place caught controversy for being named illegal. And it was initially thought that the intent was to poke fun at illegal immigrants. And it kind of makes sense, and it's not doing himself any favors considering it has illegal in the name and he's serving Mexican food. But there actually is a reason for that.
And it has to do with the owner's father. You see, this man was quite the rebel, and he wore this shit on his sleeve too. Like, this man did stuff like driving his own car into a swimming pool. And to add to that as well, their motto is that they serve food so good that it should be illegal. And it's funny because despite having quite the offensive name, these guys do encourage a welcoming and inclusive environment.
We're not gonna find all that out until we actually eat there. I also have the perfect guest to determine whether this place is worth it or not. So let's go.
I will introduce those guests along with why they are perfect later. But Illegal Pizza's best rated item is their chicken burrito, and their worst rated item is their queso. So I figured I would just get them together. I'm gonna do a grilled chicken burrito, a side of queso. Now, as I'm waiting for my food, I'm realizing that something I read about this place is true. This place is known to have kind of a party bar vibe instead of a traditional Mexican restaurant vibe. And here, I'll just let you see for yourself. There's even an upstairs, which, you guessed it, is another bar. Anyway, my food is finally ready, and so I went outside to meet with the first guest, Gabe. Gabe is a man actually from Mexico, and so I figured that he would be the perfect person to decide whether this place was worth it or not, as I feel like he has the most worthy say. Our other guest, Hudson, is currently still waiting on his food, and was for quite some time.
And they're really cooking your food up, bro.
Hey, what Pete does with that quesadilla, I can't control.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Hudson eventually got his food, and now we have the whole squad together to evaluate Illegal Pizza.
Sorry, Gabe's telling a whole New York Times bestseller right now, but my food came pretty fast. Gabe's came very, very fast. For some reason they made Hudson wait. They were really cooking the shit out of this thing.
Yeah, they know that to give me first class treatment when I come here.
Right, exactly, right? Yeah, they give the Mexican first class treatment, you know? Anyway, I got my chicken burrito, which they said was one of the best items. Well, Google AI said that. And apparently the worst item was queso, so I figured I'd just get that on the side and have it with it.
Anywho, I opened my burrito up, gave it the signature burrito slap, and I'm not sure what determines what passes or not, but according to Gabe and Hudson, it passed, and now it's time to raise the question. Is the food at Illegal Pete's worth the controversy?
All tortilla in that bite. I did get a lot of tortilla in that bite. Oh, Jesus Christ. Not a lot of flavor in the first bite. I won't say. Okay. Right.
You gotta get past the tortilla.
Yeah, that's true, right? Okay, there's a lot more flavor in the second bite than there was in the first one. Granted, I also did get a lot of tortilla in the first one.
Okay. Maybe you need a little queso bite.
Yeah, right. You know, it's as if a burrito tastes good when it has, you know, meat and tortilla.
To be honest, it took me quite some time to develop a decent opinion on this, because the first bite was all tortilla, and now Hudson's telling me to add queso. But here, I added queso, and now it is time to tell you how I feel.
This queso is kind of like the Suns this year. Very average, probably missing half of its roster.
What I'm trying to say here is that this queso was very average, and it just lacks balance, man. Like, it tastes way too cheesy, and there's not enough kick like I feel like a good queso has. But anyway, I had both Gabe and Hudson try it, and they seem to like it. So I guess fuck my opinion.
I'm gonna show you guys how to eat a nacho chip.
That being said, though, it is now time for me to give my final opinion. Just kidding, I ate some more, and now my opinion has changed yet again.
The more I go through this burrito, the more diversity of textures I feel like it has. And if you know anything about me, like I like a diverse pool of textures in my mouth. Like it's got soft, it's got some crispy, we got the meat, the hard.
What I'm trying to say here is that the deeper I went into this, the more I just flat out loved it. And at this point, me and the boys are ready to give you our final reviews, and mine just might shock you.
I think with that illegal pizza, if you rate them lower than a 9,
Hey,
I'll give these nachos a 9.5.
okay, let me.
All right, you want my review?
Yeah. I would love your review.
I would say these steak quesadillas, I would give them probably 3 big booms, I would say.
3 big booms.
Yeah.
What was that rating out of 10, you think?
Out of 10, 8.7. 8.7.
We're running at an average of like 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give my burritos a 9.8 out of 10, leaving us with an average score of 9.3 out of 10, but unfortunately in second place for controversial champion. And now it's time to ask Gabe the all-important question.
So you're saying the name doesn't bother you?
Doesn't bother me at all.
No opinion on the name. Okay.
I don't like to judge the book by the cover, but by what's sitting outside at it.
Well, you heard the man. Never judge a book by its cover. And honestly, that line had us leaving feeling pretty inspired. The boys and I got some tea to relax because I am now about to carry out my long-awaited secret mission. This is the same mission the entire video has built up to, and now the time has finally come. These first 3 spots have done some pretty bad things, but I don't know if anything can compare to the sheer punishment I will be receiving at the next restaurant. And that all being said, the boys and I hit the road, drove 6 hours from Tucson to Las Vegas, and arrived at our final restaurant.
The Heart Attack Grill. I hope y'all can hear me right now because it is loud as hell. There's currently a concert going on right now, so there are lots of people and lots of loud noises.
Anyway, if you're unfamiliar, the Heart Attack Grill is a now independent restaurant that was originally founded in Arizona, but ended up relocating to Vegas following the death of their 29-year-old spokesman, Blair River. This restaurant has caught controversy for a number of things, including their famous octuple bypass burger, amongst all of their other medically named items on their menu. Along with that, their waitresses dress like nurses, and they make you wear a gown when you eat here. To add even further, they make you weigh yourself before you go inside, and people over 300 pounds eat for free. That being said, let's weigh ourselves really quick and see if any of us meet that requirement. I feel like Hanan will. First up is my buddy Ayo. I feel like there's probably no shot, but it bears asking the question, will Ayo qualify us for free food? He did not. Next up is me. Now, I pretty much guarantee that I'm not gonna qualify us for free food, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Will I qualify us for free food? I blame my clothes. Last and likely not least is my brother Hanan. Now, everything is on the line here, and I feel like Hanan has a pretty good shot. Will Hanan qualify us for free food? Hanan, what the f***? Oh, also, before filming this video, I bought this shirt on Amazon as a tribute to my secret mission.
I wonder what his mission could be.
Anyways, let's walk inside, shall we?
I got 3.
I love your shirt.
Thank you. I got it just for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Hold on, bud.
She started giving us the rundown on the restaurant, how everything works, but then she gave me the juicy details related to my secret mission.
Sounds good to me.
I know it does.
So I got the shirt. I got a mission I'm on. You'll see later.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
You're gonna go in that room right now.
Cool.
We walked inside the tunnel, met up with our waitress, who then proceeded to put on our hospital gowns. We got debriefed a little bit, and before we knew it, we were walking to our table, so I can now carry out my secret mission.
Okay, my mission here is I'm gonna get this octuple bypass. Now, I'm likely not gonna finish it anyway because it's just so big, but like, I'm also gonna intentionally not finish it because I wanna get spam
spanked.
Ayo decided he was gonna take it easy and is getting a triple bypass, and then my brother is taking it even easier and getting a double bypass. What losers. Anyway, the waitress had taken our order, but then proceeded to say this to us.
Oh, you guys are looking a little sick to me, you know, very ill.
Yeah.
Very ill.
And then she pointed us to these mysterious shots. These shots come in this definitely not safe for work syringe. I have no idea what's in it, but Ayo and I ordered one. So as the boys are waiting, we're all noticing just how strange this place is. Like, what the is on the TV? And like, why is it on every single TV?
You think this is cinema?
Absolute cinema. This is emotionally resonating with the American people. Just look at it.
Ah, yes.
Anyway, our medication shots had arrived, and the waitress challenged both me and Ayo to see who would swallow better. Let's see who wins. First up, Ayo.
Hey, no way.
Swallow. Come on. He's not that good at swallowing.
Not a good look. But next up is me, and I'm gonna win.
So guys, as you guys can see here, my patient here, he's very, very sick in the head.
Yeah.
So I have to medicate him so he gets better, you know?
All right, go for it.
All right, open up. And you gotta swallow good, okay? Ooh, throat goat right there.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
I'm proud of it.
I think I win. Take that, Ayo.
You have problems.
Last but not least, right? Dude, I know, right?
Anyway, we sat there nervously waiting for a little longer, but in due time, our food arrived.
Bro, you're cooked.
Hey, I'm getting spanked already.
Yeah, you're cooked.
I won't even stay up.
Good luck.
Hey guys, I think I'm getting spanked.
This thing is intimidating, but thankfully it wasn't even the goal to finish it in the first place. But now let's raise the question. Is the heart attack grill worth all the controversy?
Right? Let's eat. Let's eat.
Now, before I tell you how I feel about this, the waitress came over and said something rather scary to me.
You got that, right?
I did. No, I don't have it.
Got it.
I'm getting spanked and I know it.
If you want, I could get all the girls to spank you. We could all run a train on you.
Do it.
Yeah, so I guess that's happening to me. I will say though, this burger is actually pretty good. I will say it is very heavy. Like, one patty is literally the size of 3 McDonald's patties, and I had to find some rather creative ways to eat this burger. But as we're going through all this, I'm noticing Hanan hasn't said a single word.
It's already.
You're getting the meat sweats?
Yeah.
How many patties have you had?
2.
And that is because he really doesn't want to get spanked. So this whole time we've been eating, he has just been locked in. Hopefully he keeps it up. Ayo is also on that same wavelength, but misfortune may or may not ensue out of that. Back on my side, things are going pretty well. I'm eating this at a relatively slow pace. However, out of nowhere, this happened, and it gave me the ultimate signal. This was the signal that I was here on a mission, and that was to intentionally get spanked. It's finally time to go through with it. Everything in this video has led up to this. So I set my burger down and braced myself to do what I finally came here to do. It's time.
Hey,
I
hey.
could get all the girls to spank you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. There you go.
Right there. Bend over. Stick that ass out real nice and straight.
Okay, okay. Oh! Oh! Oh, sorry, my bad. Is the camera on focus? Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Oh! 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 Oh!
Hey, yo, get it. You want to swap? You want to swap? Oh, wait.
That was hard.
I can't spank him.
Is that all? Oh. The whole city of Vegas on that one. Oh.
Hey, yo.
I did it. I did what I set out to do, and that was to get spanked. There's not much else I have to say, except for the fact that I am so glad that I had my brother and one of my closest friends there with me by my side. Oh, and speaking of them,
On the bright side, guys, I finished my food, so...
yeah, so Hanan finished his food. As for Ayo though,
You just fucked up.
I fully intended not to be here.
That's fair.
But yeah, this is where we are. So,
Hey, get him harder than you got me,
oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah! Oh, give me one more! Oh!
Fuck.
Oh, again! Oh!
Now that that's all over, let's get into the ratings, shall we?
I say about 8 out of 10. Right.
I give it like a 6, 7.
6, 7.
All right, we're cutting that out. I'm kidding, we're not cutting that out.
And I'm gonna go ahead and give this place a 7 out of 10, leaving us with a 7.3 out of 10. Well, as Gabe said, never judge a book by its cover. Yeah, these restaurants have been under fire for some pretty bad things. However, that does not change the fact that throughout this entire video, I got to have some amazing food and meet some amazing people. And because I like plot twists, I will now be munching on the controversial champion, the Heart Attack Grill.